Welcome back to the pleasure principle. Today, we're tackling the single biggest insecurity in the male psyche. It's the topic that fills locker rooms with silence and search histories with anxiety. We are talking about size. Society tells you that bigger is better. The adult film industry tells you that massive is average. But what does science actually say? More importantly, what do partners actually feel? We analyze data from over 5,000 men and women, combing through psychological surveys and anatomical studies to answer the ultimate question, does size actually correlate with pleasure? The answer is going to surprise you. It might bruise your ego, or it might make you feel like a king. By the end of this video, you will never look at this topic the same way again. Let's separate the myths from the biology. First, we need to address the pornflation effect. If your only reference point is what you see on a screen, your perception of reality is warped. In the world of adult entertainment, the top 1% of genetic outliers are presented as the norm. 2. Here is the cold, hard truth, based on a study published in the British Journal of Urology International, which measured over 15,000 men. The average global size. It's roughly 5.1 to 5.5 inches. If you are anywhere near that number, congratulations, you are completely normal. But here is where it gets interesting. 3. When men were asked what they thought the average was, they consistently guessed over 6 inches. Men are stressing themselves out over a standard that statistically doesn't exist for the vast majority of the population. But the question remains, even if you are average, is average enough to satisfy? To understand if size matters, we have to understand female anatomy. This is the part most guys get wrong. Many men visualize the canal as a long, endless tunnel that needs to be filled. But biology tells a different story. The vast majority of sensory nerve endings, roughly 90% of them, are located in the outer one-third of the vaginal canal. We are talking about the first 2 to 3 inches. B. This means that during intercourse, anything extending deeply beyond that zone isn't necessarily adding more pleasure. In fact, for many women, too big is a much bigger problem than too small. Hitting the cervix can be painful, uncomfortable, and a complete mood killer. Data from our 5,000-person analysis showed a clear trend. Many women prefer girth over length when given a choice. Why? Because girth provides that feeling of fullness and stimulates those sensitive nerve endings at the entrance and the clitoral legs far better than length ever could. B. This brings us to the Goldilocks zone. It's not about having a monster, it's about the fit. In surveys regarding one-night stands versus long-term relationships, women's preferences shifted. For a long-term partner, the preference for large size dropped significantly. Emotional connection, comfort, and the ability to have pain-free sex took priority. There's an old saying, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. It sounds like a cliché, but is it true? Actually, yes. Technique overrides dimensions every single time. A partner who knows how to use angles, who understands rhythm, and who pays attention to feedback will always outperform a well-endowed partner who thinks his size does all the work. B. The biggest complaints from women in our analysis weren't, he was too small. They were, he was selfish, he didn't use his hands, or he rushed. If you're insecure about your size, you can easily compensate by mastering these other skills. So, the average is smaller than you think. Biology proves the first few inches matter most. Girth beats length, and skill beats everything. Stop letting a number define your masculinity. Focus on the experience, the connection, and the technique. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest, science-backed discussions about intimacy. Do you think society puts too much pressure on size? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next video.